Academy for Visual and Performing Arts under the direction of Mr. Ben Boyer. It's always a treat for me to hear these guys because you guys are from my hometown. Me and your director went to the same high school. Carrying on a legacy. We'll be hearing you guys in 1 second, but before we get started, we have a few words from Bob Landry from our admissions department.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. On behalf of the admissions office, I'd like to welcome Mr. Boyer and Buffalo Academy. The admissions office today, if your parents, if you have any questions about anything, the admissions office is open today. And also, I'm going to be around here. It's at 921 Boylston. That's the new building right across the street from the Heinz Center. So if you're at the Four Corners, you take a right from here and go down the street to the Heinz Center. Lastly, if you're scheduled for a scholarship audition, you need to be at the 1140 Boylston Street Student Lounge. That's the opposite direction. Four Corners, you take a left. And you have to be there on time. There's going to be tours starting at the other building all through the day. And there's some information sessions. Good luck. And thanks for joining us today.
All right. Jason, what do you think? You ready? Just hold it. Here we go. All right, Buffalo Academy for Visual and Performing Arts. Mr. Ben Boyer. Your speakers today were Joe Mulholland, Larry McClellan, and John Marasco from that. You can just sit there for a second. Someone will come up and give you some.
Keep recording.
That's right.
Guys, good job.
Very good. Stop recording. You're gonna make a little squeak.
And Andre, see me because I want you to know. I want to subject with being able to go over that machine. See me that way. Like, when we go up to the storage room, I'll give you a sheet so you can read books.
Rich and Paul, and maybe Carmen too. Hey, you having fun? You were here since Thursday, right? He's here from St. Joe's. Oh, really? Which is like right there. I almost went St. Joe's.
You don't go to Phoenicians, do you?
When are you guys playing? Oh, you already played? Oh, here you go.
Hello, Jackson.
Oh, yeah? Oh. Yes, I went to Sweet Home.
Oh, really?
Let's do this. They still have a good jazz ensemble?
Yeah, I gotta look at that. They didn't get
Not anymore?
They're volleyball. I don't hear anything.
Really? That's weird.
You don't hear much about it. Many of them are up. Yeah, they're done.
Yeah, well,
good.
Clarence was always good. St. Joe's.
That's right.
Andre, good one.
And us.
Very nice.
Not anymore.
How'd you feel? How'd you feel? Good. Sounded nice.
You know, people are there for 4 years.
Yeah.
This can only last for 2 years.
Yes. All right, folks. Your attention, this is John Marasco. Hey, John.
Hi, John.
A lot of enthusiasm. I love that. Suitable for planning.
Okay, thank you.
That was a great band. I went to a great high school. We didn't have a band. It was very difficult. We give an award out. We feel the best. No, not the best. It's not like that. Each year it changes. But somebody in the band that we felt was kind of the glue.
We cut it up then.
Yeah, I guess we could pass it around. But Paul was great.
Yeah.
We were tossing around back there, and we decided to give it to Carmen.
Yeah, kind of.
There was a couple of things, and I think it's probably nerves at the beginning of it. It's taken a while to settle in. But it was hard. There was a lot of challenges. You gotta, keep the time happening. Once it's settled up, it's great. I thought the section played well together. The lead players in all sections were right on. They took charge, which you have to do. And I commend you. It's really a fine band. I would say just basically keep up the work. It's really a pleasure to listen to.
Thanks, man. Press his watch. You have 18 minutes to play. At about 15 minutes, we're going to let you know that you're just about done. So wherever you are, you might have to do some quick change. And I think you're going to be done by then. And the way it works with the judging is that you play your song, and then you wait. And you look at the judges, and when they say you go, then you go again. So it's up to the judges when you go. Or you can ask them, are you guys ready? Usually they don't care. They've been judging all day, they don't really care. So it's those things just go on. You know what I mean? So it doesn't make it. But you still wait, and let that tune down. Yeah. There's no rush. All right. Let's go.
Hit it. We really never rehearsed straight through.
For 30 years. It's the largest high school jazz festival in the world. Today, 3,000 people are involved in the campus today. In fact, it reminds me, Berklee campus is kind of unique. It's about 5 buildings within a 2-block radius of downtown Boston, of this building that you're in. So we encourage you, since you made the trip to the school today, to go and explore the other buildings. There's recording studios. There's a half a dozen recording studios in the basement of this building. Then we have a media center. We have synthesizer labs. We have MIDI production labs. All that's just in this building. So I encourage you to go to the other buildings, and afterwards, somebody from admissions will give you a kind of thumbnail sketch of what's the activities we have planned today for you. My name is Jimmy Kachulis. I teach in the songwriting department here at Berklee. Berklee is one of the few places that has a songwriting department. So we're actually teaching people to write some of those songs you hear on the radio, hopefully the good ones that you hear on the radio. I also teach courses in music of Africa, music of India, music of Latin and South America and the Far East. We have a very large world music program at Berklee that we're really proud of. It's one of the largest in the world as well. We have Brazilian ensembles, steel drum ensembles, African ensembles, playing the musics from those various cultures. Let me introduce the judging panel today. The judges will critique the performance as well as award a judge's award at the end of the performance to the person they feel contributed the most. Don Gorder is the chair of the music business department at Berklee. Berklee has music business major, where students can come here if they are interested in the more business side of music and managing, producing things, publishing. Darryl Katz in the harmony department is a founding member of the Jazz Composers Alliance Orchestra, one of the premier performing ensembles in the New England area, having commissioned performances and works by numerous international jazz musicians. Donnie Nolan is a nationally known clinician and arranger for Broadway shows as well. And he will be giving the oral critique after the performance today and award the judges award. So let's have a big round of applause for Mr. Boyars, jazz ensemble from the Buffalo Academy for Visual and Performing Arts. job. While the judges are kind of deliberating who to give their award to, let me introduce Ignacio Perez, who's from the admission office at Berklee. And if you have any questions about the Berklee program, the Jazz Festival, he's the man. He'll be talking to you for a few minutes now. Once again, one more rousing applause for the applause back here.
My name is Donnie Nolan. As said earlier, I'm with the Contemporary Writing and Production Department, mostly into the arranging aspect of the business, but I enjoy listening to these types of situations. A few comments. First of all, the selection was great, very interesting tunes. One Finger Snap, I wrote down a few comments. The rhythm section feel was just fantastic. The alto solo, great lines, great feel. Piano, I would use less sustained chords. I'm sitting over here and I heard you just sort of sustaining the chords. If you can maybe dig in more with a swing feel, you know what I mean? More of a rhythmic interpretation of the swing idiom would really make it. Also try using some mid and upper register for your comping for the chords and not just that lower register. Drum solo was, what can I tell you? Drum solo was incredible ideas, nice use of dynamics, interesting games with the time feel. You might want to go back and play the head again after that solo instead of ending that way. It's exciting to end with a drum solo, but as an arranger, I like to always go back and hear the head again. But it worked fine. Naima, again, a lot of people who play this tune start right on the tune as you guys did. You might want to use an introduction and establish kind of a, yeah, maybe even a, can I sit down? Where's that tune?
Yeah, I got another one.
You might want to just play something over a pedal. I'm actually not that familiar with the tune, but I'm going to be in a second. Even if you just played something over a pedal. Try that. Good, you know what I mean? And then coming with a tempo. Just try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Establishes this style, etc. Back to my piano friend. What is your name? Monet. Again, I want to hear more chordal definition. For those of you that aren't musicians, that's making sure that the listener knows exactly what those chords are, because that's going to make it easier. What is your first name? Paul. Paul, for Paul to improvise. So if I were playing this tune, I really want to hear that B flat minor 7. I want to hear that E flat minor 7. B7, A7, maybe a sharp 11. Let's try that. 1, 2, and put it all over a pedal. Let's see what that sounds like. Putting it all over an E flat pedal. 1, 2, 3, 4. The same thing with a B flat pedal. I want to hear those chords. Da, da, da. You know what I mean? The two most important notes in any chord are what? Anybody?
1 in 5.
Mine was 7.
I'm getting a whole bunch of different answers.
3 and 7. First
Okay, it's
and
actually 3 and 7 on any kind of a 7th chord. You want to get the 3rd in there. The third establishes whether or not it's major or minor or dominant. The 7th establishes whether it's dominant or major, etc. So you want to make sure you get those in there. And then we put that over a pedal. Let's see what that sounds like. Take it from the 5th bar of the tune. 1, 2, 3, 4. The difference with the chords, if you put the 3 and 7 in, then the tensions are really gonna sound hip. Gives a little bit more of a sophistication to it. But you sound fine. That's one of the things I would work on is voicings. Soprano, beautiful sound during that tune. Beautiful interpretation of the melody. Solo sounded good too, except the only problem is because I wasn't hearing the definition of the chords, I didn't feel like the two of you guys were together. The bass, fine, I would play that. Were you playing the E-flat pedal at the beginning the whole time, or were you sort of varying that?
I was very,
Yeah, I think I would come up with some kind of a rhythmic groove like this, and then stick to that, and then just embellish that pedal. The 3rd tune, how do you pronounce that? Ah. I'm glad I didn't try. The head was great. Going into the 4 field was very impressive. How you guys went from the choppy thing to the swing thing. And the bass and drums were terrific. Bass solo, very creative, very nice ideas in the upper register. Head sounded great, nice use of dynamics. Final comment, drummer was outstanding, and I would like to give you this award. Let's hear it for Martin. I enjoyed listening to you guys. Really was very enjoyable to listen to. And where are we from again?
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Wow. No snow today. Have a safe trip back. Hope you enjoy it here.
guys, hold on just 1 second here. My